Oh God, I don't know
We're
anything
not
about
gonna
it.
talk about it at all. Actually,
What
that
Leffen
was
thing?
Holy
Who's Leffen? Is that the which one's
Smash player.
Leffen?
He's a
He's a
Smash
really
player from
cute-looking Swedish Korean guy.
You say cute looking?
Did you say guy?
Yes.
Okay, all right. That's a good way to start things off, I guess. What's his name?
Leffen.
Leffen. Jack Leffen. All right. I didn't bring extra water. That should be okay. I'll take sips. I got to ration it.
Oh no, same. I did the
What
same thing. I only got
song
like
is
a
this,
third of
by
a
the way?
Gatorade.
This is the save room music from Resident Evil.
Oh, sounded pretty not hype.
Pretty badass.
I mean, you know.
Sounds
whatever.
mainstream.
Yeah, it's hella mainstream. Boom, internet. Oh wait, I didn't do the fade out. But what's up, internet? How's it going? It's Thursday. You're watching ATP Live. My name's Eris, and I'm joined once again.
Holy
by...
shit, I'm so close.
That's what I told
What
you,
did
man.
you do to my face?
I told you that you
I
would.
feel like I gotta stand too. What is going on there?
It's
the hell?
It's not good to sit, man. That's what I'm telling you.
Man, your camera. What the hell happened to your settings, dude?
You know
Dude,
what?
even Ricky looks all retarded.
It could
Yeah,
have something to do with JDCR being here last time, and that fucked up all the squares. I don't know.
I don't know how to fix
Good
this.
God, you should have.
just
Yeah,
point it at whatever you want.
dude,
Okay.
it's awkward.
What the hell? Don't point it at that. Point it at your face. What are you, a dumbass?
What happens if I point this at like the what I see?
Whoa,
So it's like this?
maybe that's some. Whoa, all right. That sounds pretty cool.
It's just delayed, dude.
Okay. Anyway, whatever.
No, I know, but what happens after a while? Like, is it gonna like start like?
What are you, a retard? You must be. There's no questions now. I used to wonder about it, but now I'm sure. Internet, it's Thursday. You're watching ATP Live. Did I say that already? I think I
No.
did. So we got some stuff going on. There are some interesting things that have been going on. A lot of people have been bitching about Evo, so that's something I want to talk about. There are other things like last weekend was Apex, and Apex is turning out to be a pretty crazy tournament, and it also got some pretty interesting news, like the building collapsed, and there was all kinds of shit that happened where like Red Bull had to come in with a helicopter and transfer CRTs, or I don't know what happened, but I heard something about how Apex...
Not helicopters, but
What was it?
They just had a truck.
Submarines?
They just had a truck.
Okay, well, trucks are cool too, but they're Red Bull trucks. That's how they were put, like part of the Red Bull Armada. So, you know,
I have
that's
to go, man, your camera thing is fucked up. You see how far I have to
dude.
be?
Dude, I am literally like 6 feet away from the monitor right now.
I might as well just be in my bed. I'm so
Gotta get in
far.
my bed, dude.
you guys are really trying to chap my hide here, huh? Hold on.
You're chapping our height.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Just then, if I'm gonna fix it, then you gotta small talk.
All right, Rick. How you
All
been?
right.
You gotta make it better than that, though.
How's it going?
What are you thinking
All right,
about?
bring up a topic, Rick. Let's talk about a topic that Eris doesn't know anything about.
Yeah.
Damn, look at that picture. Tekken 7 playable at Japan Amusement Expo 2015.
Whoa.
I'm just looking at the poster.
Yeah,
Why
that
is his
guy's
mouth
mouth
so
is really
big?
wide open.
Jeez.
That
Put a
guy's
hot
mouth
dog in
is-
there, huh?
There we go.
I don't even think they make hot dogs that size. We're gonna have to put something else in there. It's not gonna be good. Hot dogs are gonna be swimming around in there. Okay, so one more. Okay, keep going. You're doing good.
Yeah.
You're doing good. Keep up the good work.
What else has been going on with you, Rick?
Good shit. Good shit. Keep up the good work.
Yeah.
Man, you guys suck at this. Hold on.
That's
Hold
why
on,
they
hold
pay
on.
you the big bucks,
Yeah,
dude.
they sure do. Hold on. Hold on. We're getting there. We're getting there. I said hold on. All right.
Got
Got it. We're good to go, right? That's pretty legit, right? Did you see that on the fly shit?
Yeah,
That
it's
was
good.
pretty good. On the
Yeah, you
fly.
did.
You showed my crotch to everyone. That's weird.
I did?
Yeah.
I have how can I show your crotch if I can't even see your crotch? Is that some next level shit?
Never mind. We're good.
Okay, we're good.
Let's get on with the show.
Okay. Apex. Helicopters. Did you guys watch it?
I watched only because of that guy we were talking about, Leffen.
Okay, tell me the story because I heard only bits and pieces. I have a Swiss cheese fairy tale right now, but it sounds like I'm intrigued. Tell me the story.
So what I gathered from Twitter was that this guy Leffen, who when I did a little bit of like like who the fuck is Leffen type of thing, found out he's a Swedish Smash player. I think he was banned for like a year from like competitive game from like actually playing Smash because he was a dick or something.
I like
Something
him.
stupid like that.
Okay.
So anyways, he got banned, right? But then now it's like he's like trying to beat everybody, and he is beating everybody, right? So he beat this one guy. I think his name was Chillin' Dude or something.
I've seen.
Like,
Okay. Go ahead.
so you saw that picture on Twitter, obviously, right?
No.
Just like it's just some guy just looks like really pissed. And it's just like it's just that picture, right?
I think I saw him. Okay.
So they played, I think, a mirror match, and they were playing for the color or something of that Fox character, some dumb thing like
Okay,
that.
I like it.
Oh, they also played for money, I think, too, at the same time. So
Money,
the
too.
guy, so Leffen beats him 5-0, then starts talking mad shit on Twitter, calling him like, I don't know, scum of the earth and
Okay.
the shit. But then afterwards, the Mango, the guy that won Evo the past 2 years,
I've heard the name.
called him out and said, "All right, if we meet in the tournament, in top, whatever, top 8 or whatever, our set's gonna be for $1,000." And so they shook hands on that. And so
Leffen?
because
Mango?
yeah, Leffen and Mango. So that was the match I watched because that was the only one I cared about because they're playing for $1,000. So
That's a
I
lot.
watched, and Leffen beat him 3-1.
Wow.
Leffen's from Sweden.
Yeah.
Vikings, dude. You don't want to fuck with him. He got pillaged. His
He's
bunghole
also
got
half
pillaged.
Korean.
Who is?
Leffen.
Ooh, that's a rough combination. Koreans are really buff at whatever they want to do too, right? Jeez. Okay. So Leffen, huh? Half Swedish, half Korean. Beats up on Mango, who's an Evo champion and is the guy who was trying to defend, right? So the other guy got his butt ruined, and then Mango came into the picture as like don't worry, I'll put my butt on the line because yours got ruined. And then
Yeah, I
his
think
got
it was
ruined
kind
too.
of like national pride too, USA versus
Yeah.
whatever, and then USA got fucked.
Wow.
Damn.
Okay, I like that. Worthy adversaries. You're only as good as your opponent, so that's cool.
Although actually in the end, I think USA won the entire tournament. So there's that.
That
That guy
too.
Leffen ended up finishing third, and he was like whatever about it, I guess.
Why don't we round it all together and find out who second and first was? Because I don't know.
First place was EG PPMD.
EPMD.
Is that evil geniuses?
Yeah. I think his
Wow.
I'm pretty sure his original name was Dr. PP, and then
Yeah.
he switched that to PPMD.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah, then-
I like that.
The second place I think was the second place guy was also a Swedish
Is,
person. I
is
don't-
the guy Dr. PP? Is that guy 5 years old? That's like
I think he's like 37.
Yeah, he's
Nice.
old.
Okay,
he must,
well,
he must
that-
be old.
It must be a classic nickname that it just stuck with him. Dr. PP? Pretty good. I like it. Okay, go on.
Second place was Armada, I think.
Oh, really?
Familiar.
Yeah, he's-
Go ahead.
Oh, he's from Sweden as well. And the third place was Leffen, another Swede.
Damn, so the Swedes are like pretty buff. I recently, per many people's suggestion, went and started watching the Super Smash Brothers. It's called The Smash Brothers. It's a documentary. I thought it was 3 parts, and then I got through the third part, and I was like, what the fuck? There's way more. How long is this? Do you know?
It's like 12, I think.
oh,
12
get the
parts, maybe?
hell out of here. I'm
How
not
long
gonna
is how
watch it
long
all.
is each part?
30 minutes.
But it's good.
I mean, okay. I think it's good, but that's really long. I mean, that's really
It's
long.
a YouTube documentary. It's not like, published for a movie or something.
But I mean, it's pretty well made. Like, it's well made enough that I think the person making it should have thought this is too long. I mean, he's got
Well,
skills.
I mean, you can do it like as a TV show, it's not long at all.
Yeah, but it's not
right.
a TV show.
It kind of is 30 minutes at a time, dude.
Yeah, but TV shows have to be like,
It
On the
really
next-
is formatted
on the
like
next
a TV show.
episode.
Yes,
of the
I know,
Smash
I know.
It's kind of like that.
You're right, it is. It has like an intro theme.
Yeah.
And like a last time and this time.
Mhm.
But
Oh yeah,
Right.
that's definitely like a TV show.
It
a TV
is.
show.
You're right, but it's TV shows get a pilot, and it's like, it's not a TV show. I don't know.
I don't
TV
think
show.
there was ever a pilot for like the Real World MTV or anything like
I'm
that.
sure there was. I
I'm sure
guarantee
there
it.
was too.
There was.
Anyway, I'm not saying it sucks. I'm just saying that's a
Yeah.
lot for me. I mean, I think me watching it is also kind of a stretch, but I think at this point, why not, right? It sounds like a lot of people have already recommended it. It's going to be at Evo. There's going to be 2 of them there. Why not educate myself a little bit? But that's really long. Anyway, who cares about how long it is? It's fucking long, though. But, I'm starting to learn about these players, and the interesting thing about this Smash documentary, which, first of all, I think has at least something to do with the growth and popularity of Smash overall. Yeah. Someone decided to make this documentary. I don't know who it was, but I'm telling you, the stories that they tell in that documentary, you could literally replace with any game. Any game. I mean, the stories that they're telling are like, duh, I could tell you that story, and I could tell it 5 times better because I would make up some shit and make it way fucking funnier, right? So I'm thinking to myself, really, it's not Smash Brothers. It's sure as shit not the personalities of these players, because good lord, am I right? Some of these players are like, they don't even allow some of them to talk in the documentary. I'm 3 episodes in, and I don't even know what some of their voices sound like because I know they don't sound good. It's not like it's going to be charming my pants off. These guys are like high-level nerds. Very, very skilled at Smash Brothers, but nerd levels so high that they turn the microphones off when, they turn the camera. I mean, dude, anyway, my point here is, I don't want to really dwell on how high the nerd levels are, but my point here is someone at some point in the Smash community did that extra, something. They took their film degree from whatever bootlegged University of Pizza Hut and they applied it to something they really like, which in this case was Smash, and that really helped this Smash community kind of blossom and in many ways forcibly infiltrated Evolution and many, many other tournaments, and at this point it's not only forcing its way in, it's trampling every other fighting game. So I'm basically bringing this up because I think that people like this that made this documentary really deserve more credit than they probably get, and I think more people should think about doing something serious like this, like a really well-made, seriously put together, storyboarded, skillfully created documentary about maybe another fighting game. Maybe, who knows, maybe about Tekken, maybe about some other fighting games that are coming out in the future or are already out. Because the thing about this documentary, and like I mentioned, they managed to get you, at least me, I couldn't care fucking less about Smash, right? I watched 3 30-minute episodes of this, and I watched it like I'm paying attention to what every single one of these nerds is saying. So imagine if these nerds were a little lower tier in terms of nerd levels, and a little higher tier in terms of charisma and personality, and it could be something really entertaining. And personally, I don't mean to diss on Smash or the community, but there are other communities like Street Fighter, Marvel, Tekken, or other scenes that have very colorful members in them that could really be entertaining, So I don't know. What are your thoughts on this whole topic? I don't know if you guys have even seen this, but Rip, you recommended this to me. I don't know if you've seen it, but what are your thoughts on this issue of, everything I mentioned? Rip.
I mean, yeah, I've been telling everyone as soon as I saw it. Before I went to work on this Smash guide, I watched the documentary. I got to know all the players. I studied the game, whatever. And that documentary to me was like, holy shit, like, this is awesome because I didn't really know much about the scene. And like you mentioned, when you look at it, you learn about the history of the game and how they started out at a small tournament scene and how it kind of grew to where it is now. And there's a lot of parallels there between their scene and, Street Fighter or Tekken or everything. So
every scene, yeah.
Right. So, I mean, no matter what fighting game you play, I think you'll if you played it competitively, you'll get something out of this Smash Brothers documentary. And I do think that it really catapulted the scene, the Smash scene in general. I think after the documentary is when Ken and I think DJ, the hell's his name? Korean DJ. Yeah, Korean DJ. Both those guys got sponsored by Team Liquid after that documentary came out. So, I mean, and I think they're both still sponsored by Team Liquid. And the thing was, Ken, if you watch the documentary, you'll see he was winning all this stuff originally, but, he's fallen off a lot since then. So, he really isn't even placing in Melee much anymore, let alone Smash 4, I don't think. And yet he got sponsored because of this documentary, because he was so good back in the day. So, it's huge what the hell is that word? Implications?
I
Like,
doubt that's the one. You're close if you're thinking
yeah,
of two words at the same time.
yeah.
Damn, you didn't graduate the University of Pizza Hut, obviously.
You definitely did not get your
Definitely.
degree at the University of Pizza Hut.
No,
Implementation.
sorry, dude.
Probably
University of
probably got
Little
that one at the
Caesars.
University of McDonald's.
Yeah.
Little Caesars, dude.
Yeah.
Still Little
Definitely.
Caesars.
University of Little
But
Caesars.
yeah, I
Go
mean,
on.
I've always hoped that, I mean, I wanted to do one a while ago. You know this, Eric, but I mean, it's a lot of work
Yeah.
and it's a ton of work. So fuck that.
Yeah,
But
work
yeah.
sucks. I know what you mean. I mean, the thing is, it's just, I guess the long and the short of it is, I'm trying to say nice work to whoever made it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
doubt they'll ever see this, but all shit talking aside, all, I don't know about Smash our nerds and jokes aside, I mean, I'm over here. I'm really like the last person in the world who would be interested in it. And I sat through 3 episodes and I'll probably continue. And it's well made enough to make me realize that, this kind of thing, this kind of story can be told for any fighting game. And like I said, the characters, every story's already been told, and that's for sure. It's just a matter of how it's told, right? And every movie that comes out is already like, whatever, I've seen that shit. It's just a matter of the presentation and the character development and stuff. So I personally think that there are really, really cool and exciting and really interesting individuals in the fighting game scene, not only just the Tekken scene, but many other scenes. And I will say they are cooler than the people that are shown in this Smash Brothers documentary. These aren't the coolest, most exciting, most charismatic people in the world. So I know it's a lot of work, but I just wish that someone with the skill took the time to do it. I guess I don't know. I know you have the capability, and you're right here, and you're saying, yeah, it's too much work. And I agree with you. It is too much work. But why do you think they did it then? What was their motivation? I wonder.
Maybe they got laid off from their job, had some free time. I was like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it, right? I mean, it really seems to me like it's a fuck it scenario. Your thoughts, Ricky, on the documentary? I mean, you haven't seen it, but you get the gist.
Well, I've seen like not that, but like there's been a lot of documentaries like for the fighting game community at least. There's Bang the Machine. That one. I don't think
that shit's a snore though. It's old.
Yeah, no, but exactly. But people liked it. But they like watching it every time it comes out. I'm sure there's been more documentaries. I know there's a documentary on like Justin, and even Mike Ross.
Mike
I think
Ross,
there's
right?
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so-
a lot of the times these documentaries that come out for fighting games are more about an individual
Yeah, yeah.
and their
No, yeah, exactly.
their path to this tournament. And
Yeah.
that's cool, I guess, but I don't think it's that cool. I think the storytelling and the history stories are much better because it really reminds me of history stories about like Napoleon and like Genghis Khan and like Alexander the Great, and the way they showed the map in the they showed the map of the United States,
United
but
States.
and they were talking about how like the path had begun and they were like dominating and coming to the middle to meet. It was like it reminded me of that. Like these two guys are trying to conquer the US and they're using their own strategies. And then he ran into the Japanese guy. And the Japanese guy was doing some shit called like what was it called? Aerial some shit where you control your character after he's been smashed off the screen to prevent you from dying. And so the American guy was like, what the fuck? I've never heard of this shit. It's like totally cheating. I can't kill him. He's doing something that I've never heard of.
DI.
Dude, DI, directional some shit. Influence, right. So that directional influence, when I heard about how the Japanese guy was doing that and like, they were mind blown, I thought of 2 things. First, I thought about the first time that we had seen Koreans do Korean backdashing. And it was like, that's why we call it Korean backdashing. We named it after them because we were like, these motherfuckers are cheating. You can't move that way. It's breaking the rules. And that is exactly the same thing. I mean, it's like people back then like Tom Hilfiger and Alex Valle, these guys were top players in Tekken Tag 1. The Korean guy, I forgot his name, Jang Ik-soo Sok-dong Min Bok Choi or whatever, he was here and he was like fucking everyone up with this Korean backdash shit. And Alex Valle is just like, sacre bleu, what the fuck is going on? Right? It's the same story, right? But we have different characters and it's a different game. The only difference is some University of Pizza Hut motherfucker was like, let me turn on this camera and tell the story. You know, so hats off to you. Hats off to you, whoever that guy is. You did a great job. I'm enjoying your documentary. I don't know how I'm enjoying it because it's about a bunch of nerds in a game I don't like, but I'm enjoying it. You must have done a great job. You've done a great job. Whoever that is, I recommend it, and I really think those of you who are interested in competitive gaming, well done, right? I mean, you're getting me to watch it, and that's not easy to do. So, nice work. That's the one thing I wanted to bring up. We talked about Apex a little bit. Is there anything else about Apex that is worth mentioning? Oh yeah, I wanted to bring up the Brahim versus Smug ferocious beatdown. All I know, okay, I walked into the middle of the movie theater, but some guy named Brahim apparently talking hella shit about Smug, about how he's whack and like whatever. And then really it wasn't a big deal until it became time for them to play and Smug just kicked the shit out of him so badly that Arturo's commentary became hilarious. Like it became a joke. Like he was really just saying he's not going to win a game. He was like the commentary was perfect. Arturo has never commentated better in his entire life. And it was during this 10-0 bunghole ruining by Smug. And I'm not even that big of a Smug nut gobbler. I don't really love Smug's dick that much, but you know, he kicked the shit out of this guy so hard that I'm a Smug fan. It's like this guy really sent a message to not only him, but anyone like him who thinks that because, you know, they think they're good and they don't go to these tournaments. You know, a lot of people, they talked about this in that Smash documentary too. They said like, you know, all these guys, I forgot what they called them. There's a name in the Smash scene for people who think they're good, but they go to the tournament and realize they're a bitch. Those guys exist in every other game too. You know, it's like, it's easy to watch a stream and be like, oh, all you got to do is this and that. Smug ain't that good. And I really liked that this kind of showed people that don't think you're hot shit because, you know, you can be dope on the internet and you watch Next Level Battle Circuit and think, oh, I would kick the shit out of, you know, Samford. I would make Samford break his stick, blah, blah, blah. These guys are beasts. These guys are monsters, dude. Smug looks like a kid. He made that guy look like such a bitch. And then the other guy, what's his name? Big E. You know?
Oh yeah, I saw the
God.
aftermath video.
Big
What
E.
happened?
He's like a large
I know
black
Big E. I
guy.
just don't know what he
you
did.
know, his name is Big E, and he's a black guy. That's like all you need to know, right? So this guy's real like pissed off for some reason. I guess that guy Brahim said something about how, you know, some talking shit about NEC or something that Big E's involved with, right? Like he made NEC or something. That guy Big E after the beatdown was just like really giving it to him. Like, don't ever do that again. You know, he's teaching him a lesson, basically. A loud, really black lesson. You know how they do it. I like that. That's like my favorite part of fighting game you know, tournaments. It's like, you know, the real deal. So that was super dope. I thought it was really cool. I was really excited to watch that set. I thought Arturo was on point. I thought Smug was on point, and I thought Big E was on point. So if you guys get a
Brahim
chance,
was not on point.
only one component was not on point. It's part of the equation, though. You have to have that one person to not be on point for all those other entities to just be like top notch, top level.
He couldn't even get 1 point. He got 0.
You know the funniest part is like towards the beginning of the set. What's that guy's name? He's on Team Pi as well. His name is he's a good commentator. What's the guy's name?
Sai?
Not Sai. The other one.
I don't know. Pie Sai's the only guy I care about.
No, you know he's good too. Come on, internet, give me the guy's name. He was commentating with Arturo.
Lee Chung?
Yes, Lee Chung. Okay, so Lee Chung towards the beginning of the set called that Brahim would win 10-7. So that's also part of the reason why this set was so sick. It was just like really like, whoa, how are you gonna call that shit? I mean, that's like the worst call. Way off. 10-7 for Brahim, and he lost 10-0? I was like, you're so way off. Do not give me a tip on a stock market tip or anything, Lee Chung. That shit is way off. Way off. So, okay, that was sick. That's something that happened last week. I enjoyed that. You know, fighting game related. What else? Where else are we heading with this shit? Rise of the Incarnates.
Wait, hold on. You could talk about how Wait, did you already talk about that?
I don't
The
know.
whole the whole roof collapsing thing
Oh
about.
yeah, I mean they saved the day. That's really sick. I mean this is almost like at this point nobody can stop the Smash community. They were like, we're gonna invent TVs that are flat and awesome and way better than CRTs, and Smash is just gonna break the rules of the world and save all their shitty TVs for the rest of eternity and carry them with them to the grave. So I'm not surprised. The roof could collapse on their fucking heads and they would still keep the tournament going because they love the game so much. And good shit. I totally commend them. Everyone involved that kept that tournament going, good shit. I enjoyed it. I watched as much as I could, and I'm happy that it went off without that much of a hitch. At least it went off, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Anything else related to Apex?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Rise of the Incarnates. How does anyone care? I haven't played it yet. I'm gonna try it, but
Is it already out?
I heard that it's out on something
Steam
called
Early Access.
Yeah. Okay. First things first. Let's hear about what the fuck that means. You don't even know,
No, as far as I know, I mean, I thought the Steam Early Access was like a game that's in development,
right?
and so you get access through Steam if you purchase it, right? But I thought that Rise of the Incarnates was a free to play game, so
That's
I'm a
what I
little
heard,
confused.
too.
I assume it's just free and you can get it now on Steam. That's
Yeah,
my
maybe them saying that is just like a way for them to say like it's still not done, but here it
Okay.
is,
Don't.
free.
Yeah.
Like League of Legends when it first came out too was a beta, but still free to play, and
Mhm.
everyone played it. So I think it's probably like that.
I bet you early access is like the new terminology for beta. Like
Pretty
early,
much.
early access. Beta sounds too like ones and zeros. This is like get your early chance to fucking play this shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think they already had an alpha and a beta too. So
oh, okay. Well, there you go. Early access is like
Mhm.
gamma or whatever the hell it is, but kappa.
I don't
the
think anyone
Kappa
ever
version.
uses that.
Yeah. Anyway, so what do you guys think? Are you guys gonna try it out? And how excited? Ricky, you go ahead.
I mean, I'll try it. I probably won't like take it too seriously, but I mean, if it's fun, it's fun. That's
Right.
all I really need. But for now, I mean, I didn't even know it was out. So
Yeah,
it's
I
one of
know.
those things where like I didn't know shit about it. So I hope it's good though. I hope that Namco can kind of see what's the positives from running a free to play game versus the negatives of it, and hopefully it works out for them.
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting how they did free to play Tekken Revolution, and the whack part about that is that it's Tekken and there's no versus mode and there's an RPG element. So it's almost like I wish they made a fighting game that wasn't Tekken that had every component that Revolution has. So it would be like let's try this model out and not piss anyone off. But instead, they've tried this model out with something that kind of potentially pisses off a large fraction of the Tekken community with the RPG element and whatnot. So now they're going in this other direction, and this new game, I don't consider it a fighting game, though at this point, I don't even know what a fighting game really is anymore anyway. So, what is it? Is it a fighting game? I don't know.
why did you say that? Are you referencing Smash or what?
Yeah, I'm totally referencing Smash. I don't know what a fighting game is. That shit doesn't have life bars. It has
Yeah, no life
percentages.
bars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so then is Rise of Incarnates a fighting game? No, I don't know. Instinct says no, but
Why do you
can
say no like a Korean?
No.
No.
Is that how they say no? I thought no means what?
No.
That's mo. That's mo. Mo. Nah. Nah. Okay, go ahead. Who's up? You Rip? You were gonna say something.
I hope that it does well, but playing the beta and alpha, I don't know how different it is now. So I hope it's different because from what I remember of the beta and alpha was the combos and stuff seemed too boring. Like it didn't seem like you had a lot of versatility in your combos. Like it was always the same thing over and over again.
Mhm.
And the spacing part of it, it's Gundam-y, and like I guess it's if people like Gundam a lot, then they'll probably like it more than I did. But at the same time, I saw Shinjin from Level Up, who is usually like a Gundam guy, and he was posting on Twitter like, so what's the word on Rise of Incarnates? It's like even he's not trying it out. I'm like, oh man, it's like I hope to get enough of a player base that the game can actually get actually tested.
Yeah,
Make sense?
I definitely don't want it to be a flop. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I want it to be like successful, and I want the company to thrive for sure. For that reason, I'm gonna give it another try and
Mhm.
give it a good chance. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it really is in this weird gray area because, you know, I like playing fighting games to get good at them and play against other people, but the whole it not being offline ever is really
Hmm.
peculiar for me. So even if it is a fighting game, it's kind of hard for me to get into if there is no offline at all. It's almost like the end goal is online, so it's like why not just play Dark Souls PvP or like any other kind of online Hearthstone or something. There isn't really that like okay, this is online, but let's take it to a tournament where it's offline and have a champion. You know, like I don't know. That's the thing that really separates it. I think that's the thing that Smash Brothers has that Tekken Revolution and Rise of Incarnates probably doesn't have. So,
At least not yet. I mean, they could always put it offline.
but I mean, you'd
Uh,
need computers and all kinds of weird shit. You know?
that hasn't stopped any other computer game from running tournaments offline.
Yeah, I guess
Like,
it's not that unheard of, but it just
It's not.
seems like a stretch. I don't know. I'm just talking about my own motivation to play games.
yeah, I
You
mean,
know?
it also depends on how the game is designed. Like, I mean, obviously in a game like Tekken, when you want your like 10 frame punch versus 11 frame punish, that lag is going to matter. But maybe Rise of Incarnate, that doesn't matter as much. Like with League of Legends, obviously lag matters as well. But as far as I know, when they run big tournaments at LCS and stuff, they're still playing on the internet, right?
No,
I think it might be a private server, but it's still over the internet. It's not like a LAN
Yeah.
setup.
Well, I mean, the design of the game and its success really is like obviously linked directly. I mean, if you look
Mhm.
at Street Fighter 4, I've
Right.
said it many times, the game is designed to be played online. If you compare it to Third Strike has a very crisp movement system, forward, back, parrying in general, jumping off the ground and things like that are precise. Dragon punches in general are very precise. But if you go to Street Fighter 4, it's almost like the game was designed to be played on the internet so that when you go offline, it almost feels like you are still online when you're offline. Dashing is sluggish, getting off the ground has additional frames involved, and there's shortcuts to do things so that you can do them better in a latent environment, with like lag and shit. So that's for sure. But I just don't know if that's the thing that's making it, in my eyes, yes or no on the fighting game, department. I don't know if it's really going to be a fighting game to me. I think it's just another genre. That's the Virtuon, Gundam. Also, Pokken looks like this kind of game. And like Budokai, what's it called? Naruto.
Dragon Ball,
Yeah,
Naruto.
all that stuff.
Dragon Ball Booty Kai.
Yeah. All that stuff to me seems like a comparable genre. I am kind of not very very educated, but that's the way it looks to me. That's the way it feels to me, and I really don't think they're really fighting games. So I don't know. I'm gonna try it, but I don't really expect that I'll be falling in love. We'll see. We'll see. Anything else to add? You look like you got something on the tip of your tongue.
What was that game that JoJo's whatever?
Yeah.
Wasn't that kind of Naruto-ish?
No, it just had a weird camera. Like
Okay.
during things, it would kind of turn at a angle that's peculiar, but
Right.
it's still like a 2D fighting game that has some 3D elements to it, I think.
So that game had more use of the 3D camera than Guilty Gear does. Am I right?
I'd
Am I
say
Well,
comparable.
JoJo's was like it was a 2D, almost like a 2D fighter, but in like a 3D arena.
Yeah.
So, like there was like I think there might have been walls. I'm not sure, but it definitely was like more 3D elements to it. I mean, Guilty Gear is still a 2D fighting game,
Right.
no matter what. So, I don't know if that JoJo's game even had any real 3D elements to it, other than the fact that it was like in a 3D setting.
I don't think that it's directly on one line though. Like as in the characters will move off of their original axis at some point in the round. So it's more 3D than Guilty Gear and Street Fighter 4 because in those games you're stuck on the exact same line. You cannot veer off of this axis, this line you're on. So who cares? JoJo sucked. Nobody liked it. It's not even like
I was just wondering if that's a fighting game, and if Naruto games and DBZ are similar to that, if that means they're all fighting games. That's where I was going.
Honestly, let's be straight with each other. Fighting games is like it's an antiquated genre. I mean, the real truth to the real answer in my heart is that a fighting game is designed to be played on an arcade stick. That to me is by definition a fighting game. But consoles were invented and arcade machines were antiquated. So fighting games eventually moved to consoles. And the definition of a fighting game became foggy because Tekken became widely used by pad players.
Hold on, 1 second, 1 second. You know that Gundam game is on arcade, right?
And it's
And
played
it's
on a stick. I know.
yeah. So I mean, and it's mainly played on stick.
Yeah, but
So
those Gundam games by design to me were initially played on the proprietary device, like on Virtuon. So to me, the right way to play a Gundam game is on that lever. But that lever is so proprietary and antiquated that they decided to go with a JLF lollipop and Sanwa buttons because they're more common. But again, this is how the times changed. But to me, a fighting game is designed to be played on stick. And to me, that Gundam style game is designed to be played on those double weird dildo things. But
nope.
the thing
I
is,
I 100% disagree with
well,
you.
I'm not asking for you to agree. This is a
You're
fact.
damn right you're not. No, it's not a fact, you
No,
idiot.
it totally is. What I'm saying is,
How is it a fact?
I'll explain it if you shut the fuck up. Here's
No, but your
how it's a
explanation is going to be
fact.
wrong.
Ah, I see. Well, then I won't explain it. I'll let you explain.
Well, all right, here. The game was made for a joystick and buttons, like how you
I
said.
didn't say a game. I said a genre.
Genre, that genre is not necessarily going to the whole fucking airplane joystick type of thing, you know. You
Okay.
think you're put automatically just because it has robots and shit, you're putting it into a genre that isn't necessarily where it belongs. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And here's the thing, I'm not necessarily agreeing. I disagree with your premise of fighting games are meant to be played on a joystick. That's where I'm disagreeing.
That's
I
not
don't.
what I said. I
That's
didn't
what
say
exactly what
fighting
you
games. I
said.
didn't. No.
You 100. Let's
Okay,
rewind
if
that.
you-
Let's
okay,
rewind that, and
shut
then
the
we
fuck
can.
up. Please. I gave you the floor too long. I said that originally they were designed to be played on stick, but because arcades died, because they're pointless. What's the point of an arcade machine when you have a console that's more powerful and connected to the internet? So they died, and because the genre had to stay alive, but the vessel died, they transferred it into pad. They transferred it into whatever the newest peripheral is. And in the future, it's going to go even further in that direction. Because I mean, what's the rationale to using an arcade stick? It's so old, right?
I don't feel like the control device has anything to do with the genre.
Well, the genre had to change because the genre survived.
Well,
But
what I'm saying is like, okay, so like say Street Fighter 2, right? It came
Mhm.
out as an arcade machine.
Mhm.
At the same time that was out in arcades, I was playing One Must Fall on a PC, which is like a keyboard. I was playing a fighting game on a keyboard. It's still a fighting game, it's still a 2D fighter, life bars and characters, but it had nothing to do with an arcade stick.
Yeah, you could be right. I don't know what game that is, but I'm just telling you that, in my opinion, all the original fighting games, which are all the ones that survived to this day, as in like, traditional style fighting games. If you look at Evo, all the competitive ones are Street Fighter, Marvel, all these games that came out, Tekken,
Mhm.
they originally were conceived, the vision of these games was on a stick. And then later they realized that they have to include these other peripherals because home consoles were developed. You didn't basically my point is when the vision of the fighting game genre was conceived by some Japanese guy, it was with stick in mind, not anything else. So if that's the case,
It was
go ahead.
also conceived with those. Remember the original Street Fighter arcade machine had two big punching things.
Right.
And, it was based on how hard you hit the buttons.
It has to go.
Determine
It
the
has
strength.
to go from somewhere to somewhere. Obviously,
course.
there's an invention, there's a thought, and then it works, and then it works for several years until it becomes antiquated. So anyway, we really got hung up on this issue. But I mean, personally, that's how I feel about fighting games. I think they've evolved, and I think that at this point, it's really not the best peripheral. I think that hitboxes are the best peripheral, in my opinion. They have the best of every world. They have the best of the pad world. They have, execution stuff that you can't do with any other peripheral. So personally, I think that's the best. But The genre, I think, was designed for stick. I don't know. I guess you could argue that, but I don't know why you
I mean,
would.
this is kind of one of those like weird like. There's never gonna be a right answer, obviously. Like, do you consider golf a sport? Like that kind of thing. Like some
I
people
guess,
do,
yeah. I guess
some
that's
people
a.
don't. Like because some people might say golf is not a sport because the people that are playing it are not athletes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
but what about cyber athletes and
that's I
esports?
that is stupid and I hate it.
Why? I
I
mean, you
hate
hate it, but what if I love it?
no,
Esports.
I don't. I hate the phrase esports. That phrase is so
Yeah, well,
stupid.
I didn't make it up. Don't blame me.
You tell
Your
you are you
fault.
like you cannot tell me that Marn is a cyber athlete. Come on, let's be real here. I'm in no way a cyber athlete. I'm barely an athlete by like
You're not an athlete.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, none of us are, I don't think. Maybe Rip is, but I don't know.
I have an app.
You have an app? Oh, you're a cyber athlete? You're getting into it? Okay.
No, I have an app.
You
One
have
an
app.
ab?
An ab.
Yeah, I
Okay,
doubt
got it.
What are your thoughts on the issue, Rip? I mean, do you I mean, this really stemmed from Smash Brothers. Is it or isn't it a fighting game? And
Right.
also Rise of Incarnates. Is it or isn't it a fighting game? I mean, I personally think that it's questionable. Not traditional fighting games. That's how I'll put
Oh
it.
yeah, right. I mean, like traditional fighting game to me is a game that has two life bars, whatever input you want. I don't care if it's an arcade stick or a pad or a keyboard, whatever you want. I think even the original somebody in the chat mentioned the original what is that kung fu or karate game where you had like just two arcade sticks, and that's how you put in your inputs and shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't care about the input mechanism. To me, the fighting game is what happens on the screen. It's like you got your two life bars. You have to use a certain set of moves versus someone else's set of moves to deplete their life bar and win rounds to win the match. That to me is a fighting game. And
It has
I
to be
feel-
one-on-one?
No, no, no. Like Tekken Tag 2 or Tekken Tag 1, 2 on
What
2.
about
That's-
two
that's like
players
Marvel.
versus two players?
Two players versus two players.
Does that change it from fighting game to not fighting game?
Street Fighter Cross Tekken was a fighting game, and we
Right.
played that 2-on-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then what about other like aspects to it? Like the camera angles or like there is no life bar. There's a percentage gauge on the bottom.
I think camera angles should not matter because we are like Tekken and Soul Calibur players. That we're going to be like, yo, you can't have 3D cameras, then we can't have Tekken as a fighting game to me, which is
Okay.
whack. So
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 then
you-
Rise of the Incarnates or Dragon Ball Z Budokai or whatever. Then
Right.
what's your how do you feel about those then?
I feel like it's like you're broadening the genre. So it's like you have traditional fighting games and you've got like arena fighters and you've got something else. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
and I feel like even Smash Brothers is not a traditional fighting game because it doesn't have life bars, right? It's got the percentage, and even if you get maxed out, you can still survive with
Mhm.
DI. And
But
stuff,
you
right?
could also die with like at the beginning of the round.
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
So I mean, it's different, and the thing is too, you don't die by percent too. It's just by stage ring out only, basically. You know what I mean?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's a different concept. I don't think it's a traditional fighting game, but I think it is still a fighting game.
So
I think
basically,
that-
what you're saying is that Smash is a type of fighting game, the way like Street Fighter is a 2D fighting game, and then Tekken is a 3D fighting game. Then you have this Smash fighting game, whatever
Mm-hmm.
kind it is, and then you have like arena style Gundam fighting games. So they're all fighting games to you.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's definitely a fair angle to approach from, and I think at this point that's pretty much where we have to. I mean, you can't argue that they're all in some way a fighting game, especially if Smash is gonna be the biggest game at the biggest fighting game tournament of the year, of any year. I mean, it's the biggest one on the planet anywhere. So can't really argue that one. I mean, Smash is a fighting game. That's the end of that. And the reason it's a fighting game because there's one reason it's a fighting game, because the community that likes it says it is enough to get fighting game tournaments to say it is. Basically, I mean, that's how it is. I mean, that's the way it worked. So it's a fighting game to me. I think we can all agree on that. In the end, it's just very non-traditional and requires more of an open mind to accept.
Nerd.
Yeah, you got to be a higher level nerd. I mean, we're all nerds, right? We're all nerds. We
We're
all
all
like
nerds.
fighting games. We're all into frame data and all that weird shit. But you
which
got to be
Smash has a lot of, by the way.
right. I
There's
can
frame
imagine.
data, hitboxes, hurtboxes.
I'm
all
sure
that
you
stuff
need a
applies.
fucking abacus to get good at that game. I guarantee it. From what I'm seeing in the documentary. So yeah. I mean, whatever. Either way, I'm excited. It's cool. I'm down. I like
Yeah,
it
you
that
don't-
people like stuff.
it's interesting though. Like I think part of the reason that Smash is looked at as not a fighting game is because they're allow to be like four players at the same time or whatever, right? But when
Yeah.
they play in tournament, most of the time, unless they're doing doubles, whatever, it's 1v1. And when they take it down to that level, it becomes more of a fighting game. Much more.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, also, a lot of it is knowledge based, too. If you told me 3 weeks ago to watch a match of Smash Brothers, I get it. I mean, I'm not retarded. I get the percentages, I get the point, the rules. But the more you learn, the more it becomes clear. Like, oh, that was a fucking delay catch. Oh, he did a backdash and he let the guy whiff the fucking
Mm-hmm.
smash and then he fucked him up.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like whatever. This is like clearly, like it becomes more clear the more you learn. And that is the case with any fighting game. So it shares that characteristic as well, big time. And one of the points that they're really trying to drive home in this Smash Brothers documentary is that the reason all these people liked Smash is because they tried out Tekken, they tried out Street Fighter, and they were too hard. And they were like, let me just play Smash. It's fun. I could just play it and have fun. And I don't want to learn all these combos and all this bullshit. That's what they said. This is stuff I'm saying verbatim. It's from the documentary. Like these guys that are the guys that carry the CRTs, these guys that turned out to be like the pillars of their community, this is their rationale. And they're the ones that are in charge of the biggest game at EVO. These are the guys, right? So the reason they played it is because it was easier, right? And the reason people are oftentimes struggle with these games is because they're hard. So there's definitely a lesson that I think fighting game developers are now starting to really look at, especially with the evolution of the Street Fighter series. And now we're looking at Power Crush moves in the Tekken series. People are starting to realize, fuck, we got to make sure we make the game easy enough for people to just enter the room. Then we'll start talking about decorating the room. So, I mean, what do you think? What are your thoughts? You were about to say something, Rip.
No, it wasn't.
No, it looked like you had something on the tip of your tongue there.
No.
Okay,
I'll say
so
something
go
about
ahead, go
that.
ahead.
It's just funny that how the game that's like one of the most popular games was a game that was never intended to be played competitively like this.
Yeah.
It's just like the community itself molded it into it. It's like how football became a thing because of soccer. It's like soccer or football never existed. American football never existed. It was just like a bunch of nerds at the Ivy League schools like this game soccer is too boring. Let's allow people to use their hands and then tackle and
Yeah.
then instead of kicking into a goal just run over there. All right, sick. Now we got a sweet ass sport,
And dance.
Yeah.
Dance at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's what happens. So I think, there's a lot of you can compare it to a lot of things and I don't know, it's good. I think it's good overall.
Yeah, as I get older, my stance on things it becomes more and more that I don't really have to like it for it to be cool. Like I don't really like Smash, but I like that other people like Smash. I like that other people make documentaries about it and really enjoy it, and I like that when I decide to glance in that direction, I can relate. I mean, that's cool. I really enjoy that about it. And I think that's probably a good idea to generally have that attitude. You don't necessarily have to be like into something to at least appreciate that someone is into it and they're amped up about it. That's what I like about Smash. These guys are really into it and it makes me think like, you know, shame on a lot of people for not being completely into shit. Like you go all the way, go all the way and make a documentary if you got the skill, or make like some, tutorial, or share your knowledge with someone, or something. I've talked about it before, but I'm always so surprised that more people don't create content. In this day and age with YouTube and any old random schmuck, can just make a video and it could have a gem of information in it that could pivot the future of the game. It just doesn't happen enough, and I think people should. Even if it's your cell phone, record that shit and put it online. You know.
Yeah, World Star Hip Hop, man. It's just waiting.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. They started making emoticons of him too, Shinblade. It's pretty good. I don't know whose channel has it, but it's pretty good. Anyway, what other topics are going on? I think we forgot about something.
Shadowloo Showdown.
Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that. Some random dude, I forgot his name. Right here, Yiggs. He told me about Shadowloo Showdown, which is this weekend. I heard it was announced on very, very short notice. And for those of you who don't know, it's basically the biggest major tournament in Australia. and they usually fly out foreign players there. In this case, they're flying out Saint. You guys know Saint. He was on the podcast last week. He's the world champion of Tekken Tag 2 officially, and one of the greatest players to play that game. He's going to be there, and the Tekken Tag 2 stream is going to be on this guy's Twitch channel. I don't know him, but here's the link in the chat, and you guys can check that out. It is twitch.tv/0ZEROXZ and then the number 03. Stupidest name of all time. Make sure you watch that, and make sure you let him know that his decision to name his channel this stupid name was a really bad one, but thanks for streaming Tekken Tag 2. I'm going to try and make it. I don't know what the schedule is. It's written right here, and I'm going to try and figure out what
You said you're going to try to make it. I was like, you're going to Australia? Damn.
No, make it in the chat. Make it in the chat.
I mean, it's gonna be at some crazy 4 a.m. hour for us.
By the way, Forever Uryu says Sodam is going to be there too.
Oh.
And he's a Korean Ling player.
Yeah, Sodam is a very famous Korean Ling Xiaoyu player known for his like flashy, weird setup, bullshit style. So,
I think he's like strictly a console player now too, because he can only play double Lings at home. He can't really play it at the arcade.
Oh shit! What a bitch! That guy.
I don't know if that's 100%.
He's gonna be a
but
beast, dude. He's gonna be a beast.
I've only seen him play on console, so that's that.
I'm more excited about watching this tournament for that than any other reason. So hopefully I'm gonna make it. I think I'm gonna make it. I think it's at 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. Oh, here we go. It says right here, PST. They converted it for us. It's 5 p.m. on
Sunday or Saturday or
Friday?
Wednesday.
I don't know when it is. Figure it out. I don't know. Here.
Just follow that channel and then you'll know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that channel. What else? What did we miss?
Super Arcade.
Ugh.
Want to skip that one? Come back to it some other day.
Really, that's the topic. That's the topic that every time I think about it, it just gets my blood boiling. The real reason is I feel like there's no one really to be angry at. It's really easy to talk shit about Watson and hate Watson and stuff, but that's not the direction. That's not the angle that's going to help anyone. I know for a fact that all I know for a fact is that I text messaged Watson and he said he's doing his best to get that shit going. He's got a wife, he's got a family, he's got a 1 or 2 year old baby that needs a father, and life is tough. Life is tough, especially when you got those kinds of responsibilities, So I'm hopeful. I mean, I'm over here crossing my every finger I got is crossed right now for Super Arcade making a triumphant return. That's all I have to say about it. Let's not forget, Super Arcade is very, very important, and if it never opens again, it's going to be really detrimental to the scene. So I just want to bring it up every week. I'm really, really displeased that Super Arcade is not open at the moment. And hurry the fuck up, Watson. Put down the fucking chicken wings and let's go. Your
what
thoughts?
Was that bag of chips?
Yeah, Fritos. That was a good one. I caught him. I caught a couple of pictures of him, but I haven't tweeted all of them. One was at Wednesday Night Fights. He fell asleep. That was a good one. But I didn't tweet it because he gets pissed. And I don't want any trouble.
Now is not the time to get him.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to piss him off. Everyone on the whole internet is pissing Watson off right now. So I'm gonna be the guy who believes in him. No one else believes in him. I'm gonna believe in him because I want the arcade to come back. So Watson, please, good luck with whatever you're doing. We all want to see the arcade come back. We all miss Wednesday Night Fights, and also Vaya too. I don't know what he's up to over there.
Didn't he start the online tournaments? Wasn't that this week?
I think it's gonna be next week, but I'm not sure. I'm not positive. We'll see.
I don't care about it. Do you guys care about it?
I have to care about it for a week. That's for sure.
What does that mean?
I mean, he asked me to be involved, and I'm gonna try it out. We'll see how it goes. I'm hopeful, but.
On the
arcade scene.
Yeah.
On the topic of VIA, SoCal Regionals got announced.
Oh yeah, I heard about that too.
First week of March, or not March, May.
May.
So,
yeah.
Cinco de Mayo weekend, which is not really
Get
Cinco
the
de Mayo
fuck
at all.
out of here.
Dude, that's my birthday. Everyone brings
SCR
presents.
is on Cinco de Mayo weekend?
Well, it's Cinco de Mayo is a Tuesday, so it's gonna be the weekend before it.
Oh,
But
excellent.
That's the big weekend, I mean, because that's also the weekend they're trying to get the Mayweather Pacquiao fight happening too. So
For
it's
real?
a big weekend for boxing at least,
Okay.
May
and it'll be a
2nd and
big
3rd?
weekend
Is that
for
what it
fighting games.
Mayweather
is?
Pacquiao is really gonna happen? I thought that was never gonna happen.
It might. Who knows?
They're gonna
It
get paid
fucking.
$1 billion for it, huh?
Hmm.
Okay. Sony's gonna back them 500 million. I like it. I bet you that's chump change for them, huh? How much do boxers make? How much
Not
does
that.
Mayweather make?
Not that much. I think it makes like maybe just for the fight itself might be like 40 million.
40? That's
Yeah.
kind of a lot. I thought you were gonna
Not
say
that
four.
much.
I thought he was gonna say four, and I was gonna be like, damn, 4 million. But 40 is way more than four. So yeah, all right, cool.
Yeah, they'll both make enough money to never show up again.
Yeah, disappear off the face of the earth. It's like a Kickstarter. Boom, I'm out of here.
We should all stream it.
Yeah, dude, stream it. Okay, all right. Cinco de Mayo weekend. That's cool.
Nothing's
SCR
been announced yet other than the date. So
Yeah, SCR, for those of you who don't know, stands for SoCal Regionals, and it's basically Southern California's, as Vaya likes to put it, premier fighting game regional tournament. So,
It's a
whatever
lot of
that
words.
means. Yeah, it's dope. Every year is dope. Last year was dope. This year will
I
be
hope they
dope.
do that the same thing as last year, where they just had like, oh, you have like 20 people that play your game. All right, you can be your official game.
Dude, yeah, last year they had a shitload of official games.
It was crazy.
You know, I have a gold medal hanging from my room because I beat Padshen in Soul Calibur 2, and I thanked him that day, and I'll thank him today. The fact that Valle took all these games serious, a 12-year-old or whatever game like Soul Calibur 2 seriously, and I got a medal for that, really means a lot. I like that he did that, and I hope he is able to show respect to all the fighting games that are, you know, able to get a 32-man bracket or whatever. Show them that kind of respect. I really like that. So Harada face with applause for Valle, that's for sure. And I will be supporting SoCal Regionals as well as whatever cockamamie weird online Wednesday night fights shit he has going on too. Fuck it. You know, he runs the tournament. He's a pillar of the scene. He does Mexican hat dances all day. Alex Valle is a hero in my book. So I hope, you know, it works out, and I'll be at SCR for sure. Anything else to add about that?
Not about that, but Evo registration
Oh, yes.
is up and available to everyone who wants to register for Evo. Get your hotel room at Bally's Paris, whatever that thing is.
Man, I almost registered too, and then I looked at the price. I was like, I'm gonna wait a little
That's
bit.
the problem.
That's the big discussion. So it's at the Bally's, which it was at the Bally's a couple years ago. Go ahead. You were going to say something, Rip?
No. You finish. Go ahead.
I was just going to mention that there was kind of a stink a couple years ago, which was the first time it was at Bally's. It was actually announced to be at Paris, which is like a joint casino, Bally's / Paris. So there was a fiasco. I don't remember all the details, but the point is that it's at the Bally's. And if you want to stay at the Evo Hotel, which I always recommend people do if you're traveling to Evo, you want to stay at the venue. It's at Bally's this year. Last year, it was at, where the hell was it? Caesars? Paris?
No, Las Vegas Hotel and the Las Vegas Convention Center.
That's where it was?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
It was a
Remember-
funky place, yeah.
Remember you had to take the bootleg worker elevator to go anywhere because
Oh, remember when
Oh yeah.
burn victim Chet Chetty opened the elevator? You remember that? Who was on the elevator with me?
burn victim.
Why is he a burn victim?
Well, you should have been there. I don't remember who it was, but the doors opened and it looked like Chet Chetty was a zombie from Resident Evil trying to get in. And then the doors closed. We're like, sorry, lady, this one's full. It was just like me and one other person. It was pretty wild. Anyway, so this year it's at Bally's, and the big stink is that it's more expensive. From what I heard, it's what, $70?
For
Yeah,
registration.
$70 and then $10 per game.
Yeah.
And you don't get a T-shirt. You get a coupon for a T-shirt.
I
A
don't
coupon
know.
to buy a T-shirt.
The coupon's a discount, I think.
A discount coupon to buy the T-shirt that they used to give us for free every year before they raised the price.
How much? Okay, whatever. Go ahead. Your thoughts. I'll let you guys
I
go.
don't like
first.
it. I don't, because here's the thing. Okay, so price is going up. The venue is smaller than last year, right? And we don't get a T-shirt, and we get a coupon for a T-shirt, and to buy it, so they're gonna get more money. And the players are the people who make Evo what it is, and their games are still $10 each. Like, why isn't the venue $40 and make each game $20 a piece? You know what I mean? Everyone can afford that if they can pay for $70 easily, right? So they get at least
Yeah.
one game in, whatever. And instead, the players are going to make literally half as much for placing because it's $10 still compared to the venue still going up. I think it's BS.
Okay, okay, that's your opinion on it. Yeah, Ricky, you go ahead.
Uh, I mean, I don't. Of course, I don't like the registration going up just because I don't know exactly what it's going to.
Hmm.
Like the venue fees always, I've always paid it just because you have to pay it, right? And it's like the fact is that we went there 2 years ago and paid I think $50 or
Yeah,
$40
same
maybe,
venue as before.
and now we're
Right?
going to the same venue but we're paying 70 and we're not getting obviously the t-shirts whatever. I like them. I have a bunch of them, but um, I mean it sucks. I'm still gonna pay it because Evo's fucking sick.
I think that's one thing we have to stop on. So, without question, all three of us, no matter what the price, would go to Evo, right? It doesn't even matter what they charge. Am I right about that?
40
For
million
now,
might be too much.
I mean, let me put it this way: if they said $100 and $10 per game, would you guys pay it?
I might not register. I might just buy a spectator pass.
You wouldn't enter.
I'd say fuck it, dude. Like, I mean, what, $10 a game, and you can charge me $100 venue fee, and if I win, I'm gonna get like $300. Like, fuck that.
You're not gonna get a $300 if you win.
I'm saying for my games, I don't play Street Fighter or
Dude,
Marvel.
Okay,
You know what I'm
wait a
saying?
minute. Wait a minute. This is where misinformation junction comes into play. These
Okay.
games, a lot of them, if not all of them, I'm going to say a lot of them, and I'm also going to say all of them, are going to have bonus pots. All of them. I'm sure all of them are. I mean, you can shrug your
There's no
shoulders.
guarantee.
There is no guarantee other than I would put my fucking life savings on it. They're gonna have, but my life savings isn't a lot. but
Oh yeah.
but I don't usually put money on things that I'm not really sure about, and I'm
So you're gonna
pretty
pay for our venue fee with that?
sure- Well,
Yeah.
if you want to put up a bet, I will put money up on it.
Now
Oh,
what?
thank
That
you.
every game will have a bonus pot.
What game isn't gonna have a bonus?
I said
pot?
every game.
I'm asking you, what game isn't
Right.
gonna have it?
I'm saying anything could not. I think Guilty Gear might not, even
I
though they
think
got
Guilty
hella.
Gear
Well,
is okay. Okay,
I
yeah.
think, well,
What
not too.
else?
I'm just saying. I think that one of the games.
Oh, I
might
know,
not.
I know the game that won't.
Which one?
Marvel.
Ugh.
Ooh,
Ooh,
venue
it will.
fee.
It will. I'm sure it will because someone like Markman or something is gonna do it. They did it last time, remember? So that will be a technicality. I think
No. That doesn't count. That's not Evo putting up the money for the venue fee. You know, that's,
you're right
yeah.
about that. Okay, I won't put my money up. You got me this time. But the point is that a lot of the games, especially the ones that it's feasible, will have a bonus pot. So I mean, it's gonna be a lot of money for the top 3, possibly
Also-
top 8.
Also, winning a tournament, $300. That's probably not how much you're gonna win, obviously.
No.
You know what?
Right.
But,
But it's not a grip. I
The
mean,
thing-
compared to
the-
how many
the-
people you're gonna have to go through, and compared to what it would be if the venue fee was doubled, which isn't much.
I'm.
you don't mean
it's-
you don't mean the venue.
Sorry, I
fee,
meant
you
per
mean the-
game. Sorry.
Yeah. The thing about that though, for you or for like how you want it to be like a cheaper venue fee, and then the more obviously like $20 per tournament, which I'd be okay with. I think most people would be. The problem is though is that like that doesn't help Evo in a sense for the venue fee. They're losing money after that. I think most likely.
Yeah, there are so many factors and aspects that are the problem. I think with the whole Evo thing really is that it's not clear enough. Like this kind of unclear decision making really causes people to get pissed. And I'm not personally pissed. And I would definitely, like, for example, like if it's a game that I like, right, something that I really love, a game that I care about, I would definitely enter if it was $100. But I would like for it, if it's gonna be $100, I would like for there to be a clearer communication between this parent company, which we all love and want to support, and the player. And I think maybe that kind of thing is being figured out. Like as the years go on, I think they're gonna learn how they're gonna announce these changes.
I mean, here's the thing. I've thought it was BS since I joined 10 years ago. Like, I thought it's been a decade of me thinking that players don't get paid enough at Evo or in most fighting game tournaments.
Yeah.
And like the $10 per game. I mean, if you have 100 players enter, right, which is low, right, that's only $1,000 split to like top 3 or whatever. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
nothing. Like why would you spend so much time in travel to go somewhere to pay for your hotel and pay for your travel there and then come back with
It's also, but it's
$100?
also one of those things though. It's like let's say they made every game $20, right?
Mhm.
So now, let's say that 100-man tournament that you had, all right, let's just do it like this. Like half the people aren't really game like let's just say it's Tekken, right? 100-man Tekken tournament, right? But let's say
Right.
50% of them aren't really Tekken players. You know, they're just like Street Fighter or whatever players, and they join because it's $10. Now
Mm-hmm.
that it's 20, and the $20 is a little bit more valuable now because they have to spend. You know, for two tournaments, they have to spend it on one.
Mm-hmm.
They might not
Mhm.
enter Tekken anymore. You know, and so then you still come out with the same price. It's just easier in terms of a tournament, I guess.
Yeah, I think it really boils down to the ancient argument that fighting game players are poor.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, even with that argument, like if you're gonna raise it at any tournament, it's Evo.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's the only one you could do it to make it better for the players. And like I've been saying, I mean, Evo and all these other tournaments are nothing without the players. Like if you just have none of the sponsor players show up, none of the top players show up, go watch some scrubs and stream your tournament. Who's gonna watch? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, people will watch, but they'll be disappointed because the best
Super.
players didn't
Everyone
show
will.
up. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's like, it's true, but it's also at the same time, it is the equation. And it's kind of one of those things that it's fucked up, but that's just the way it is right now. And it's really the
Has
responsibility.
always been, not just right now. Go on.
Yeah, it's always been that way. You're right, but no, you're wrong at the same time because you know I was a world champion of a fighting game in my lifetime, and
Hmm.
at that time, the biggest reward I ever won was $1,000 and an Xbox, which was brand new at the time, and every game that the Xbox had. So whatever that value is, and $1,000, and
Hmm.
that's what I won for winning the world championship of that game. You know, and now, I mean, if you win a world championship sponsored by Microsoft, it's gonna be $20,000 plus. Who knows? A car and a fucking giant dildo. Who knows? They give you the weirdest shit now. So, you know, it's not the same as it's always been. There weren't sponsored players. I wasn't sponsored
Hmm.
when I went to France. The
Wait,
Soul
so did you
Calibur
fly there yourself?
the Soul Calibur forum pulled together and sent like
Whoa.
Yeah, the forum. It was a very Smash Brothers like, you know, everyone just banded together and people didn't even know us. You know, me, Dan, Fetz, all these different people that went from all over the country to France to compete. The people who paid for that didn't know who we were, and it wasn't even like it is not right now, where you know everyone knows Rip, everyone knows Eris. We love that shit. Everyone knows Ricksta. Let's fucking. It wasn't like that. There was no Eris. I didn't have a mouth. I didn't have a face. I was just a forum avatar, and I was a couple of words in the Valdo, you know, thread.
Hmm.
So you know, and I won a tournament or two. So I mean, this really things have changed a lot. I don't think it's fair to say that
Okay.
it's always been that way. We are going in a direction. There are bonus pots. I mean, I guarantee you Namco's going to do a bonus pot for Tekken 7. There's no way they're going to let you win $300 as you put it for winning their global championship. No way. Right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So anyway, who cares? That's whatever. But
Okay.
you know, if you guys want to go to Evo and enter Tekken 7, it's $80.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I always support Evo, and I always feel like it doesn't matter to me what they charge. I'm still
Yeah.
gonna go. I'm still
I'm
gonna
still
support
going.
it.
It's just gonna piss me off the whole time. But go on.
Yeah, I don't know though. On the other hand, you look at other things, and I mean, it really is mostly the popularity of fighting games. I think Evo is more popular than fighting games are, and that's the problem. So Evo needs to pay for itself, but it's more popular than anyone in the fighting game scene can afford, because the attention that Evo gets is way beyond the typical, you know, regular fighting game player. So I think that's their major problem. I think Evo got too big for the people that it relies on to exist, which is the fighting game player. Cause I know for a fact that fucking what's that girl's name? Not Sigourney Weaver, but the other one in True
Jamie Lee
Lies.
Curtis.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. Does she know what SoCal Regionals is? Does she know what, you know, NEC or fucking whatever is? No. She knows about Evo because it's bigger than the fighting game scene. It's big.
I don't think she actually said she was going to Evo. She said she was going to take him to something in the summertime because that's after he's graduated. But that's why people have said she's probably going to Evo.
Well,
Anyway,
point being that it's bigger than any other tournament by quite a few times,
yeah.
multiple times. It reaches further, and more people are watching that don't give a fuck about what they're watching than any other fighting game tournament there is. So, you know, I think that is probably the explanation to why Evo is, if I had to pick, I don't know. I don't know the real reason. I don't know where the money's going, and I understand why people are pissed. But if I had to guess, it would probably be that Evo got too big for us to be able to even afford, and we're the ones that it got big because of. And that's just the way it is. I'm glad it got big. And
It's kind of like Kickstarter.
yeah.
We all Kickstarted them to get big, and then we come back with nothing.
Well, it kind of is like that, except they're still there, and they're still doing it, and they're
Right.
still kickstarting it, and that's fine. It's better than fucking where's Super Arcade, right? It's better than that, you know.
Oh yeah.
So
How much? How much are tickets to Comic Con?
good question, great question. How much are tickets to or PAX?
Yeah.
How much are tickets to Penny Arcade Expo? That's
mean,
what I
it-
want to know.
I mean, it's a little bit. It's kind of apples to oranges, just because Evo is
Super.
not. Evo
Not
is not
that
an
big.
expo. You know, it's not there for people to show off. Their. Well, I guess people will start showing off the new games and shit because it's kind of turning into an expo.
Yeah,
But
But
Exactly.
even in terms of size, it's nowhere near those.
yeah, it's nowhere near it. And the main draw of Evo, no matter what, will always be the tournament. It will never be,
Yeah, you're right.
check out the new shit here. Plus, there's a tournament going on over there. You know, it's always going to be the tournament first and foremost. So
You're right about that. And that's one of the reasons why it's badass. You know, that's one of the reasons why it's still badass. Because when you watch Evo, no matter how many times you see a Mountain Dew Baja commercial, Baja whatever it's called, or whatever commercial they show, at the end, the main fucking event, no matter who's there, it's going to be Dago and Mago and fucking whoever else is there fighting. It's going to be a fighting game tournament. And that's what I respect about it. No matter how big it gets, no matter how much they charge, no matter how pissed we get about paying it, we're still going to pay it, and we're still going to see those guys duke it out in the end, and that's what's dope about Evo. I mean, it's the best. It's the biggest. It's the one. Someone was talking shit about how all it is an Americanized party. And I was thinking, well, no shit, dude. It's in Vegas and it's in America, you know? Someone else said that on Twitter and I was like, this is a brilliant tweet. No shit. Fucking genius. It's a party. It's in Vegas. It's awesome. It's the coolest shit ever. People travel, random dudes from Norway, Pew Pew Pikachu, travels from across the world. And he's not even like a pro or nothing. He's just a guy that loves fighting games, and he was there and he realized it. He's coming back this year. I mean, that's the way it is. Evo's sick, you know? $100, $50, doesn't matter. It's going to be badass. Dago and Mago. You know, we're all going and look at us. Look at Rip right now. The internet's watching Rip's camera and they're like, oh man, Rip is really butthurt about that price, right? But look at him. He's going to go. He's pissed and he's
I
gonna
have
go.
no choice.
He's pissed because he has.
Where
listen to
else
him.
am I going to play Tekken 7 right now?
Listen to him. I have no choice. I mean,
Yeah.
I have no choice.
choice.
They are dictating what I do with my money. That's how sick Evo is. I agree with you, Rip.
MP9 is dead after Evo.
Tell me, you tell me, and I'll pay it, Evo. That's how it is right now. That's how sick they are. That's the way I see it. Anything to add about Evo's price? It sucks, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You know? Any other thoughts?
I don't know what game I'm cutting out of my.
Yeah, that's definitely a thought. We're gonna be frugal about that.
No, I was looking at the
Damn.
lineup. I was looking at the lineup. And I'm like clicking games. I'm like, I'm never gonna play this. And I'm just thinking about, I want to enter it though. And then I just
Dude,
think
you know
about
what?
like,
That's so crazy. I mean, just going back to what you said, that there would be less entrants. You know what I mean? If they raised the per game price, but really just by raising the venue price,
Oh,
they're
yeah,
making
for
it
sure.
get less entrants too.
In a
Like, 'cause I'm not
sense,
gonna
yeah.
enter Street Fighter this year. You know, I did last year, I think.
Yeah.
You know, but not this year. Fuck that.
Yeah, and you guys are definitely the types. I'm not that type, but you guys are the types to enter multiple games and then at the venue be like, fuck it, I'm not gonna play Marvel. Fuck it, I'm barely gonna play, whatever. You guys just do that. Usually I don't even do that. And I think there will be more people like you guys that maybe are a little more frugal where they point their $10. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna play Tekken 7 and I'm gonna play Mortal Kombat. And on the topic of Tekken 7, there is a lot there that I think is subterranean. And in terms of importance, there is gonna be a bonus pot. I'm sure there is gonna be a bonus pot.
Oh.
It's not even something that like they have to tell me. Duh. It's like you can't even not think there will be one. They called it their first global tournament for Tekken 7. There's going to be a bonus pot. And, Tekken 7 is also a very unique event there because it's, I think, the first time ever they've had a 3D game on cabinet. And it's going to be dope. It's going to be awesome. Even if it does end up being a bunch of Asians coming over here and pushing everyone's shit in, it's going to be a bunch of Asians coming over here and pushing everyone's shit in, and that's dope. You know, we love the game. We love Tekken. It's going to be fantastic. I'm amped up. Okay. Anything else? Any other topics?
I don't think so. That
So
was
we
it.
can. You guys want to plug your channels and stuff before we call bitches? I think that's a decent idea before we forget. Go ahead, Ricky.
Follow me, Twitch, Rick Steezy, 3 E's, obviously. Uh, I've been streaming like once a week. I'm trying to stream more, so watch me play Tekken. I get my ass kicked by everybody. So if you're good, if you're decent at Tekken, play at the same time I'm streaming, and you're for sure gonna beat me, no matter what. That's just how it goes.
Sounds good to me. I'll be there. I like the rap music. I'll beat you online.
I like the air horn, dude.
Air horn too. Why not? What? Go ahead, Rip.
Yeah, you guys can check out my stream at twitch.tv/level up your game. Level up your game. I always say that too fast. It sounds retarded. And yeah, I'll be bitching about Evo's price and playing Tekken. And I got to fix my guitar. I broke the string on it, so rocking out too hard. So we'll get back to rocking eventually too.
Cool. Did you learn how to play guitar yet? Because I feel like eventually you're gonna do the intro.
Good. I'm gonna do an intro eventually.
Okay, tell me when you're ready, and you'll do the intro song.
It's gonna be a couple months. It's gonna be a couple
No way,
months.
man! I don't want you to be
Before
good.
Evo. How about that? Before Evo.
All right, you heard it, internet. Before Evo, Rip has guaranteed that he will play the intro song for the podcast on the guitar. I like that. So yeah, make sure you follow these guys, Rick Steezy with 3 E's, and level up your game. They do a lot of Tekken playing as well as other things like guitars and rap music and not
Guitars and raps music.
Yeah, and
we gotta collaborate.
Yeah, maybe it could be some shit like when Run DMC and Aerosmith kind of did their thing. And
Okay.
I'm really, I don't know. That's the latest I've heard.
What's that rapper? Not Jaha. Ja Rule? Ja Rule and Metallica. They have a song together.
Do they really?
Ugh.
Man, Metallica really fucking jumped the shark.
Yeah, they screwed that up.
Gross. Unforgiven Part 8 and shit. Okay,
Could be
so
tight.
That's like watching two. That's like watching like two really ugly people just kiss each other on the mouth. Like, you don't need to see that.
Yeah, Lady and the Tramp, spaghetti. You know, two grossies do the Lady and the Tramp. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to.
A lot of people have been in the chat talking about how we haven't mentioned that Tekken 7's official website got launched. It's all in Japanese. If you guys want to check it out, check it out. They have like the fighting style names of like Lucky Chloe's dance style and
She's like freestyle dancer
some
or
kind of
something,
fight
right?
style name for Shaheen. So military fight style, I think is what it is, MFS. And what's Lucky Chloe's dance style called?
Like freestyle dancing or some shit.
Oh
like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
Ugh.
probably.
That sounds sick. I'm gonna play.
Anyway,
her.
that's
Freestyle
about all there.
dancing?
You guys can look at it. They talk about some of the moves for each of the characters. I mean, you don't get to see anything. They just have the notations listed there.
Forward, and then a bunch of Taiwanese. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, the game's not going to be released in any English-speaking countries. Oh,
Right.
wait a minute. Is Australia getting a Japanese launch or not?
I don't know. I think on that website there's also a list of arcades that are getting it. I could be
Oh,
wrong because I don't speak
really?
Japanese, but I saw the word arcade and then there's a bunch of list of words. So I think it's a list of arcades.
That's cool. That also means we'll be able to watch Shaheen and Chloe very soon, I think. If they're
Oh yeah, that's
showing-
another thing. They
Uh-huh.
said that at launch it's going to be 20 characters. So we've seen the 18 from the location test.
Two
And
more.
then it's going to be Lucky Chloe and Shaheen.
Bing, bang, boom. That's really exciting for me because everyone's been bitching about not seeing anything new, and Lucky Chloe and Shaheen is like fucking new as it gets. So we'll see. I'm excited. I'm pretty amped up about that. So keep your eyes out on that. I'm sure more and more footage will come out too after the game is launched. It's going to be real soon. 10 days or so, I think I've heard.
13.
13 days, something like that. Okay. Anything else? Bitch callings, are you prepared?
Yes, I
Go
guess.
ahead. Go ahead.
Whoever made that nationwide commercial during the Super Bowl, that I don't. Eris, have you seen that commercial?
No.
Okay, so the basis of the commercial is like this kid, he has all these dreams and hopes and aspirations or whatever, and then like, whatever, blah blah blah, and then he's like, but I couldn't do any of this because I died. In the commercial, they just killed the kid, and it's like,
What is it about? Cancer or something?
no, it's about like insurance, like accident prevention
Get
insurance.
the
or
fuck
something.
out of here. Are you serious?
Yeah. So that, like, I'm just watching that. I'm like, I'm drinking a beer, eating pizza and shit during the Super Bowl, doing
Two
like,
hands?
I'm just like, I'm
Yeah.
feeling fucking great about myself. Right? I'm watching football right now, dude. USA, and then this shit comes on. I'm like, dude, are you serious? And matter of fact, the entire Super Bowl commercials this year sucked. Every commercial made me feel bad about a problem I didn't have. Like there was one
Wow.
commercial that was like, like a father, like, doesn't see his son enough, and now like, they have the touchy moment at the end where they hug each other, and I'm like, oh man, I really should go see my son, make sure he has a father in his life. And it's like, wait,
What?
I don't have any of these problems. Why are you showing this to me? I don't give a shit about this. Show
That's
me.
what you thought? I thought you were gonna say like, man, I should have played catch with my pops more. Instead, you were like,
Not, no,
I
because
better. Where's my son? Like, I don't even have a
because
kid. I'm a retard. Damn.
because it like tried to make you feel like guilty from the dad's point of view.
Wait a
Like
minute, but before you move on, could you tell me what the point of that nationwide commercial was? Like, what were they trying to say?
they were
Like,
trying to sell like accident prevention insurance or some shit like that,
Accidents happen, get insurance.
they're just like, yeah, accidents happen, get insurance, and it's like the kid's dead. I'm like, come on, what kind of
weird.
commercial is that, dude? So I hope that guy gets fired.
I
Whoever
wonder
made
who
that
that
commercial.
kid is. They're like nationwide's like, fuck you, kid. We're gonna
That kid,
kill
that
you,
kid's like a meme now. It's like
Oh, really?
everyone. Yeah, it's just like they just put his face on there, and it's like I could have done something, but I died. That's how it always goes. So yeah, fuck those commercials this
Okay.
year.
I missed them all. I didn't even watch the Super Bowl. I was
You
too
didn't
busy.
Yeah,
miss much.
Yeah.
the game was good. The commercials were
I
trash.
watched the halftime show with
The shark?
Ka-
dude,
Katy Perry.
Missy Elliott. She was a balloon when she was popular years ago. When I was in high school, Missy Elliott did that song. Uh, what's the song I'm talking about? She's like riding a tractor or something.
Get your
And
freak on.
yes, that was so popular, and that Bubba Sparks was in it and shit. She was a Hindenburg, and now she looks like $100. If you look at pictures of Mickey Rourke from when I was in high school and now, Jesus Christ, Mickey Rourke looks like Brahim's butthole these days, and Missy Elliott looks like $100. So I don't know. That's what I caught, and I thought Missy Elliott looks great. Nice work.
Katy Perry also made someone a lot of money just because there was a prop bet on whether or not she would show cleavage during her halftime show,
Mm-hmm.
and the odds were like, you know, like
Duh.
200, 2,000 to one. Like, no, she won't show cleavage. And someone probably like, yeah, I'll put a buck on that. Whatever. Hey, sick. I
Damn.
made money for her not showing titties. Cool.
Did she not show titties?
I don't think so.
What do you mean cleavage? Of course she showed cleavage. She was wearing a costume that looked like the hot dog on a stick uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Red, red,
maybe.
blue, and
That
Maybe
yellow.
that did
counts,
count.
dude.
I
Hell
guess
yeah, it counts.
I don't know if it was for just the first costume or throughout the entire
Oh, okay.
show.
All right.
But
There's
whatever,
rules.
whatever the case is, that show sucked too.
Whatever. I don't know. I'm not really hip with pop culture. I barely know who Katy Perry is. And honestly, if you played even one of the songs that I was listening to during the halftime show right now, I wouldn't know who it is. I don't remember the song.
You don't need
So
to know. She sucks at singing too, so
yeah,
don't worry about
all
it.
I know is that it was cool. Whatever, people watched it. It was sick. Missy Elliott looked great. Some people were pissed off because the Seahawks blew it. I heard other
Oh
people
my
were.
god.
Yeah, the way I see it is, someone has to be pissed off for other people to be happy. I mean, sometimes you get the short end of the stick. Sometimes your team wins. Whatever. Get over it. It's cool. I enjoyed it. I'm down. Whatever. Halftime show. You have a bitch calling Rip?
Man, you guys just remind me of hella stuff. All right. So first of all, Pete Carroll's a bitch for that call because that was retarded. That has to be the dumbest play of all time. All time.
Who is that?
And
A coach?
Yeah,
he's the coach of the Seahawks.
Gotcha. He's
Right,
no
I mean-
Art Shell, that's for sure.
He's got. That was stupid. I mean, you can't. It's like if you were in a tournament, it's like, okay, they've got a pixel left. Now I've got a pixel left. I'm gonna double flip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've
Like,
seen some idiots do that in my day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rip Carroll, huh?
Rip Carroll, yeah, I like that.
So stupid.
Okay. Okay.
And then also, dude, those commercials, dude, for the Super Bowl, like, specifically Toyota for their Camry commercials and Microsoft, because it was like,
Well, the
okay, this
Microsoft ones
commercial-
are dumb.
they were both dumb, dude. The Camry one, they owned me a little bit. They were like, like, oh wow, check it out. This you spending time with your daughter, and oh man, she's got a boyfriend. She broke up, and you're the good father, whatever. And look, now she's going off to the army, and I'm like, this an army commercial? Camry. I was like, what? So yeah, screw them. And Microsoft, same thing. They had like those commercials where like this kid lost both his legs. You know, what a
What the
bummer.
fuck?
But now he's got he's
He's
got
got an
like
Xbox.
he's got cyber.
What the fuck? What is up with the commercials this year at the store? I didn't watch them. I'm hearing
Dude,
them.
I'm telling you, that's what they were like, dude. It's like he doesn't have legs, but we've got these nice
Spring
cybernetic
things.
enhancements for him, or like he locks his hands, dude, whatever. He's got cybernetic hands, whatever. Microsoft. I was like, I thought it was
Pizza
gonna be a
Hut.
commercial.
Like, Ty, this guy's got no legs. Order a Philly cheesesteak pizza, motherfucker.
Dude.
All right, I like that.
It was so whack. Oh god. And of course I got to call media bitch because I hate playing that guy.
Damn,
like
that guy
ugh.
is really like, he's gonna be on your
Ugh.
most wanted list, huh?
The thing is like I feel bad because like I like him. I think he's a good player, but like his connection. Oh my god. And so like, the game paused when you play him. Whatever. But here's the thing. I heard that he is streaming now.
Ooh,
So,
nice, nice.
Meaty, I think he's streaming for Meaty 1994, Meety 1994. But here's the thing, I mean, like, he's the guy that everyone complains about this guy's connection with, and his idea is like, connection's not good, huh? I'm gonna stream while I play that. Yeah,
Sounds like a genius
fantastic.
if you ask me. That
What
guy's
a
brilliant.
moron. Ugh, Meaty,
shit.
you're a bitch for that.
The
And I
greatest,
like
the greatest thing about Meaty is like, I think he lives in like Ohio or some whack place where there's nothing to do,
Uh-huh.
and it's like, no one in the world has a good connection with this guy. It's like he's on his own island.
He's
in-
like 500 feet subterranean in like a base below
Yeah.
ground and shit.
Yeah, it's like I don't like I said I don't think he has a connection with his own mother in the next room. Like
Yeah.
that connection's whack. I don't understand what's wrong with it though. But
I don't know. Either
I didn't
way,
call media a bitch. So
I guess everyone thinks you're a bitch, meaty. I think you're all right by my book.
think it's
Good
okay.
shit.
I don't know.
My bitch calling is totally clear to me. It's the fucking guy, I don't even know his name, who did commentary for Top 8 Killer
Alright.
Instinct at Apex.
I only
What
heard a
happened?
little bit, and I didn't think he sounded too much like you.
He
But
didn't. It wasn't that he sounded exactly like me. It was that he clearly, blatantly was borrowing. Like, blatant borrowing of things. Like, unbelievable, and just like this and that city, and like, I mean, sure, that's cool, but it was pretty clear. It was pretty obvious that, he was weird and gross, and I didn't like it. I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, there was some guy that was commentating Killer Instinct. Obviously, he was gobbling on my schlong a little too hard, and everyone else agreed that was the case. It didn't feel as good as that, though. It felt very weird and peculiar, and I didn't love watching it. I mean, I didn't hate it. I don't think he's a bitch that much.
isn't that saying like imitation something flattery or some shit like that?
There's
Like, did you
some
feel
kind of-
flattered?
That's
about
what
it?
people said. People were like, you should feel flattered, and I really just felt kind of weird, like I wanted to wash my hands, and I did. And just talking about it makes me want to wash my hands right now, to be honest. I don't know what
So
the deal. Yeah,
Is
go
he a
ahead.
better or worse commentator than Godspeed then?
He's way better than me. He's better than you. He's better than everyone. He's better
Okay.
than Yipes commentators because Yipes copycats. He's like a new evolved copycat that copies people that don't matter as much. I don't know. I don't know what his deal is, but it was weird and gross and whatever. Gross.
You don't know his name?
I forgot it. Someone he said it. He said it at the end. Did I don't know. Whatever. It was gross. Cut it out, man. That shit's weird, dude. I mean, it's cool to have your own style, right? It's just like anything else, right? If you're doing commentary, really, it's not really that guy is a bitch specifically. It's two people. I'm amending the bitch calling. It's not that guy. It's the guy who lets that guy on commentary. Whoever that guy is really is in charge. It's the person. I don't know who this person is at every tournament, and it might be a different person at every tournament. Like sometimes, for example, it might be Spooky. And on the other hand, sometimes it might be whoever the developer of the game that's being commentated on. It might be that person. But whoever that person is, I think it's pretty fucking important to pick a good commentator. Like someone who not only, is good, but also is not gonna really take away from the games. Like I felt like when I was watching it and people were talking about it when it was happening, it was like oh, this guy's commentating like Eris. Nobody's even paying attention to the match. You know, there's Rico Suave versus CD Jr. Let's watch this like dope event happen. Everyone's talking about this guy's copying Eris. It's really like, you know, what are you even doing? You know, do you think nobody is gonna say that? You know, like, come up with your own fucking shit, really, is what I'm saying. And if you're not gonna come up with your own shit, then Beef Uteki or any other Utekis out there, it's your job to fucking pull the plug and be like, this guy's whack. Fuck off, get another guy. You know, I mean, if you don't do that, the commentators have such an important job, really. You are the guy. You're the connection. I mean, you're the guy. You're talking to everyone whose dicks everyone is trying to suck. The viewer. The viewer is the most important guy. The sponsors want the viewer. They're like, hey, check this promo code out. The streamer wants the viewer. The event coordinator wants the viewer. But the one guy who's your direct link to the viewer, the guy who talks to them, you got to make sure that guy is sick. I mean, that's really an important part of a tournament these days. And the real bitch calling is the people who pick the shitty ones. Pick good commentators, and you're going to have a good situation, in my eyes.
Sometimes there's no better choice than Godspeed.
You're right. Sometimes, I mean, I don't know why you guys shit on him that much. He's not that bad.
I personally don't hate him as much as Rip does.
There's way worse. You know,
I don't hate him as a guy. I just don't like him in commentary. Go on.
Yeah, I don't hate him as a guy either. I didn't expect that you did, but I mean, even as a
I was
commentator.
just clarifying.
Okay, all right. Well, whatever. Whatever. My
Quick,
point is.
all right, hold on. I want to do real quick. Top 3 commentators, not including yourselves. Go real quick. Off the top of your head.
I don't know, man. I've always liked Ultra David.
Stuff.
I think that Team Pai Sai is a cheater. I think that he's like, you know those guys, like, you know we were talking about earlier how we found the Japanese Smash player and he was doing that directional influence thing and it's like, what the fuck, I can't kill this guy? Team Pai Sai is a cheater like that because it doesn't even matter what he fucking says. It's hilarious. I mean, he's just saying regular English words. They're totally not even jokes. And I'm rolling on the floor. This guy's awesome. I'm like, this guy is sick. Say more words. I like this guy. You know? He's cheating. It's cheating. I mean, you can't compete with it. He's got the game Genie on. I'm not even going to try to compete with it. I like it. He's good at it. He knows what he's talking about. He talks shit well when it's time to talk shit. He laughs when shit's funny. He doesn't do anything too much over the top. I like it overall. I mean, you know, whatever. Ultra David, Pai Sai, and I like Chris Hu. I've always liked him. Active. Those are active.
Okay.
You go ahead, Ricky. Top 3. Boom. Right now.
Oh shit. David for one. Yipes. I would go just because he's like classic.
He's got the flavor.
And who else is there? Spooky. That's the easiest.
Spooky's good. He's like the emergency room doctor. No matter is it a bullet wound? Is it a stab wound in the butthole? Umbrella in the keister? Whatever it is, he can commentate it. He's like the emergency room doctor. Go ahead, Rip. Top 3. Boom.
I'll go Ultra David.
David's unanimous. That's good.
That's really good.
Stacy Steve when he knows what he's talking about.
Okay.
And,
okay.
I'll go Eris.
Well, I thought. Okay. Well,
you said not myself. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. All right. I'll allow it. I thought the rule was none of us because I didn't even consider either of you when I was making.
I'll go
choice.
with Tom Brady.
What the fuck? I feel really insulted that you're putting him, on the same tier as me. I mean, not that Tom Brady's whack, but let's face it, Tom Brady's whack, dude. I mean, he's only really good when he's paired with you. Tom Brady and Rip is like super good. Fuck you. All right. Anyway, game over, internet. Thanks for watching the podcast. We'll see you guys later. Follow everybody. Bing, bang, boom. Take it easy.
Peace.